Now let's see how to create a line chart. Click New Worksheet next to the first sheet we just created, and under Epic Curve Report Date, drag Cases, 2 rows, and Report Date, 2 columns. You might have noticed that these data fields here, as well as in the first chart, have different colors, and the blue labels indicate categorical variables or dimensions, and the green variables are numerical variables or measures. So the measure here cases currently as sum, and report date is displayed as year. So obviously all dates are in 2020. So there is only one column in the graph, which is not very interesting. We can click the plus sign here to expand to the next level, which is quarter, and keep going month and day. But somehow the line is broken, and that's because here you see we're currently using lines discrete, so each month is treated separately. Let's choose line continuous instead. So now that's a line chart that's showing the daily cases in Georgia. But you might have seen elsewhere that the highest daily number of coronavirus cases in the state of Georgia was close to 5,000, not 10,000 here. If we go back to the data source and you can inspect this data set, and you see it actually contains the state total as well as numbers by each county. So by using the sum of daily cases here, we're actually double counting, right? Once for the whole state and then for every county. We can solve this by either using a filter to exclude state total or only use state total, or we can change cases here from sum to maximum. So the maximum in this table is obviously state total. And doing that will reduce the highest number to about 5,000. So that's the correct number. But keep in mind this may have other consequences. If you want to show an aggregated curve, say a weekly curve instead of daily curve, then by using maximum, your curve will be showing the number of cases on the highest day during the week instead of all cases reported in that week. So let's try to use a filter instead. Changing back to sum. And how do I use filter? You see there's filters shelf here on top of Mark's card, and we can drag county. Actually, I can use measure here. Right, you can choose either of these, either county stats or state total should produce the same results as long as the aggregation in the source data table is correct. So I'm going to choose state total here. Great, and that also creates the same daily numbers. Okay, now let's also add the cumulative number of cases to the chart. Drag cases come 2 rows. Okay, instead of putting it in the same graph, the 2 fields are now graphed in 2 separate panels. We don't want it that way, so here choose dual lines. And you might see here this type allows 2 measures, right? Around here it shows the data fields it uses. So when you click that, the 2 lines are combined and these 2 labels are also connected on the rows shelf. So for now, the daily cases are on the primary axis and total cases are on the right axis, but you can change that by reordering. You can similarly add death and death come to the same line chart. It will be interesting to further compare these trends in a few key counties. Let's first name this chart. And let's keep this chart as it is and duplicate it. And I'm going to call this cases in key counties. All right, in order to show the trends for different counties, we need to first change this filter because for now we're only showing the data for state total, which is for the whole Georgia. Let's change it to county stats. Alright, now we can drag county here under cases. I'm dragging county to color on the marks card. We got a warning saying there are too many counties, recommended maximum is 20. Let's ignore that for now and just add all members. Ooh, that's a bad idea. We should have listened to Tableau. There are too many lines and we really can't tell which is which. So let's apply a filter to show just a few or however many, preferably under 20 counties that you want to highlight. So we can add more filters here, again dragging the field county to filters. And you can either manually select here the counties you want to include or exclude, right? Something like that. Or we can use all and select from all counties the top end counties or the bottom end counties using a field or a formula. So let's say we want to show the 5 counties with the highest case numbers. Okay, so I'm selecting cases. This is the cases from county cases, so that's total cases. Top 5, okay. Alright, still looks a bit crowded. You can add a color here. Ooh. So we have a problem here. The non-GA resident is the 5th highest case number, but that's not really a county, so let's fix that. So instead of using all, let's remove this one. Alright. Change the color palette. And if you hide the Show Me panel, you'll see there's a legend here, and you can click each of the counties to highlight that trend. We can also hover our mouse over the trend to see the data labels and the county name, but if you think it's still not intuitive enough, you can add labels. Let's see. Drag county to label here to add county labels. It's not displaying all of it, so you can click label to allow overlap or change alignment. Change the font. You can explore these options further. And instead of showing daily numbers, which fluctuates a lot, maybe we should show weekly numbers. So change it to week number, but keep in mind, choose from here. If you choose from these options, it will become discrete again. So let's go by week. Now that looks a lot better, but why does cumulative case decline in the last week? And actually it happens for pretty much all the lines here. Note that we're using some cases here, which is total number of cases in a week, and the last week probably had fewer than 7 days, so it has a smaller number than the previous week. We can remove this last data point, fix that issue. Exclude. Okay, that looks better, but still using weekly sum for cumulative cases doesn't make a lot of sense, so let's just remove this field. Alright, now we have a line chart for the top 5 counties with the highest number of cases in Georgia. I'll edit the name accordingly. So you might also want your audience to be able to apply their own county filter. In that case, you can right click on county and show filter. So that will add this filter here, and you can interactively select which counties to show. But because now we have this top end filter here, so they can only select from these 5 counties that we allowed to show. But if you remove this, now they can select from, oops. Let's show county, show filter again. And now they can select from all the counties in Georgia.